Standing with your feet in line with your hip bones from the front. Easiest and best, take the middle of your kneecap, follow the middle of your thigh up, and you hit the hip bones on the front of your pelvis. Follow the line up, you hit your shoulder, and follow the line down your ankle. You stack the joints for strength and balance. Pulling your core in, like a belt around your middle, there's 10 notches. The 10th notch is the highest notch. Halfway back, the 5th position. Breathing as you exhale, try and find the 3rd position. As we go through, think of the template, 10, 5 and 3, helping you to understand your core control. You've got a gold thread pulling to the top of your head, fist space under your chin, if that's landscape, that's portrait. Pull your wings, your scapula, up over, back and down. Keep the knees soft and you're aware of your toes gripping. Our first move then, so we're going to skip the warm-up and go straight in, but the warm-up moves pretty much come in with these anyway. So on the breath, bring your head into you rather than away from you. And just allow the head weight to roll you down. Top of your head towards the floor, your face towards the legs. So your head is hanging, dangling on the end of your neck. There's no tension in the neck like this. Let your head hang. Try not to force or bounce, just let the head weight do its stuff. On the breath, find your 10th notch and slowly realign your spine, bone by bone. Clicking, stacking, like Lego bricks, one at a time on top of each other. Halfway, 5th position. By the time you get towards the top, realigning the shoulders, rebuilding the neck. 3rd notch of your belt, and that gold thread pulls you up tall. Keeping the knees soft on the breath, exhale down. Follow the line of your toes out into forward bend, hands forward of the shoulder width apart, push your head under and through. Come right up on your toes just once and ease the heels down. And allow lots of major muscles to have a stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. As you push your head through, your core engages into your back. Once you've enjoyed the stretch, keep it there. The box position should automatically take care of itself unless you shuffle your head. Wrist under your shoulder, your head in line with your spine, your knee under your hip. You should look square underneath, feet flat. From there, you can put your toes together, part your knees, and sit into your spine release, and enjoy the stretch. Sinking into the mat, hold 3 breaths. On the breath, pull from your centre control the 10th notch, 5th notch, the 3rd notch, and we've journeyed down to the floor. Setting up box position, we're going to look at the swimming moves, commonly known as Supermans. Making sure your joints are stacked, keep your head in line with your spine, and on the breath, slide the leg out without moving your head, without lifting your hip. Easier said than done, you've got to really concentrate. Imagine a gold thread pulling through the big toe. If you can keep your head still, you can keep your back still, with your core wrapped around your middle. This is level 1, extension. In level 2, you go through level 1 into level 2, elevation. Think about where you feel your lower back is, and you know that your pelvis is on the end there. And generally that gives you a guide to bring your leg in line with your spine. Remember, Joseph Pilates said, watch your lines and use your own body as a guide. This is level 2, elevation. You might need to tighten your belt as the weight of that leg moves out. In level 3, we have the arm line, the wrist in line with the shoulder, and you need your core engaged around your middle to hold against the head and the leg and the arm moving out. Make sure you can hold the balance on both sides in this level 3, which is balance. On the breath, we make it more mobile. Try not to lift your head up and down like this. This would be incorrect. Try and stay in the box. Keep your head still. Your back follows your head as you switch from side to side. This is where the word Supermans come in. Breathing in and breathing out. About 4 on each side. If you wish to try progression, you go through extension, level 1, level 2 elevation, level 3 balance, and then level 4 we perform a lateral swing. Try not to let your head move. Don't let your head Follow your hand, it all goes out of line. Try 2 each side because it's strong. Keeping your core engaged and keeping your head still as you go on the journey with the swimming moves. This move is our prone move on this exercise plan, facing downward. Coming through your spine release. The whole back releases in this posture. So does the hip and the knee. So you release over the thigh, the glutes, and the whole of the back. Super bring your bottom down. On the breath, find that 10th notch. Try not to use your arms or legs. The 5th notch and the 3rd notch as you come back to kneeling. We'll take it to a side move then. Then slide your legs down. And then because you've done that, your elbows come out of line. So place your elbow under. So when you look down, you've got this letter L like a bracket in the arm line. If I see this, I know there's no core engaged. I need to see this so that you're active, the gong thread coming through the top of your head. And in this gap here, there's like a quarter of a cake. The arm rests on the hip, and on the breath, keeping your head still, you lift. So I'm trying to keep a long sweeping action through the air with this arm, and I'm keeping my head still. So if I look at my hand up, this is what happens. The whole back twists. I'm not giving myself a hug. It's a long arm. And on the breath, we're going to bring it back to mermaid posture. And the criteria for mermaid is that both knees are in line. And because you've been leaning on that shoulder, let's give it a stretch. And ideally a shoulder stretch should be straight. If you do this, it's tricep. Avoid the joint, bring it in, and flex your wrist for your forearm. Let's have a look at the next stage. In level 2, again the hips are stacked. Plant the foot, try not to push through this leg. And this arm again comes under, the elbow stacks under the shoulder. This arm rests gently behind your head, and on the breath, float the body off. If the lift is too strong, put the hip down and point the toes, but add the arm, and you can add the arm if you wish to. 3 to 5 breaths, maximum 10 breaths if you're more advanced. Breathing in, breathing out, there's a breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And float the body down. Okay, progression then. Making sure your hips are stacked. This time we place the wrist under the shoulder, so your elbow, shoulder and wrist are stacked. On the breath, use your breath as power, float the body off. Breathing in and breathing out. Progression would be thread the needle, which looks like this. And the reason it's a progression, your head moves, which takes your back and challenges your balance. Breathing in and breathing out. So once you've completed this move, it's a good idea to come back to not just mermaid posture, but also to stretch out the shoulder and flex your wrist for the forearm. If those side bend moves prove too challenging for any of you, a great posture for a half side bend is this. Knees in line, place your wrist under the shoulder, and on this one, from mermaid, you're taking half your body weight and building strength, but it's just not as strong. The side bends are great for waist. You get a static control underneath and a ballistic moving stretch for the waistline at the top. Breathing in and breathing out. Don't forget to stretch out the shoulder. So once you've completed all that, you've got 2 sides to the body. You need to do the whole thing on the other side.
5 minutes.
So let's set up, bend at the knee, persuade the weight down, the elbow comes out from under the shoulder. So now, stack my joints. It's a big elongated triangle here. If I see that lot, I know there's no core. If I see this gap closing between your ear and your shoulder, I know there's no core. There's got to be a big gap there. And on the breath, lift. Breathing in and breathing out. Once you've completed, make sure you've worked evenly on each side of the body. And what you'll find is that mermaid feels different. One side of the body drives the other. So one side will feel particularly more awkward. But do your best to hold and work as evenly as you can on both sides of the body. Let's have a look at the progression then. Straight legs, Plant, make sure your elbow's under your shoulder, this arm rests gently behind your head, and whether you're lifting or not, you point those toes and hold, really activate the rest of the body, pull your wings down, keep your head still, and if you want to add extra weight by taking the arm out, that's good. Breathing in, breathing out, it's a breath, breathing in, breathing out, so 3, 5, maximum of 10, and again you'll find that one side of your body is stronger. Do your best to work as evenly as you can. Progression again, place the wrist under the ball joint of the shoulder, try not to sit back on your bottom, push the hips forward, and on the breath, full side bend, breathing in, breathing out, and then if you're going to go to thread the needle, come back to mermaid and have a stretch. Oh, sorry, and then working evenly each side of the body. We're looking at the half position, which is a great start. Or if you've got an injury, remember the back levels are really useful. Bring it through, bring it through. So, side bend to mermaid gives us our side move. So we need something facing upward. So look at rolling back, which is spinal mobility and core control. So you've got your shoulder over your hip, and I'm going to roll back.
2 minutes.
Imprinting the spine into the floor, as slow and as controlled as you can. Zipping and belting. Breathe. It's like you're falling in seams of trousers down the side of the body. Keep your head in. And sit up tall with your shoulder over your hip. Level 1 is a bent knee, and a bent knee will take the pressure off the lower back or a tight hamstring. Use your breath as power, just like when you go in the gym, you'd exhale weight away. It's exactly the same with your body weight. Breathing in, use your breath, try to keep your feet down, keep your head in lock, core engaged, and realign. Level 1. Level 2, straight legs. Sometimes if you've got long legs and a short torso, the leg weight will help you anchor. If you've got a prominent coccyx, it can flatten it out. If you've got short levers like me, I prefer level 1. The levels are there for you to make an informed choice.